Hello everybody, Big Planes here, and today I'm going to share with you the progress that I've made on the 727 project. So I'm going to dive right into everything we've done here, and there has been a lot of progress since you last saw it. In fact, this may be the most progress I've ever made on any plane in this amount of time, and I know I haven't been super active over the last few days, but that is for a good reason, because I've been making tons and tons and tons of progress on this plane. So I'm going to share that all with you in this video. I'm going to try to cover as much of it as I can, but yeah, this has been really exciting, and just so you know, because I caught a surprising amount of questions on my last video what plane this is. This is going to be a Southwest Airlines 727, so please don't ask that in the comments below. Southwest Airlines 727. Yes, they did operate them. Don't ask me if they didn't. They did operate these, I believe, back in the late 70s, early 80s. I don't know if they owned them or anything, but I just thought the color scheme looked interesting, and it wasn't something we had before. So that's why I went ahead, and this is the desert livery, and yeah, I thought it would be kind of neat to see a tan, white, red, and orange plane. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Now, this is the Dash 200 variant, so it is the longer of the two, and it is about time that I do a longer variant, because I've always done the shorter ones. Like you can see over here, I've done the Dash 87, the 100, and then obviously the 500 737. Those are all the short variants. So I'm finally doing a longer one, and this thing is quite bizarre to look at, for me at least, because I'm not used to noses being this long. Now obviously I still need to finish the tail, and that's going to be interesting with all the engines and the air stairs back there. As you can see it here, this is generally what the tail looks like. It's going to be pretty interesting, but yeah, so what did I do right now? A lot of things, actually. So the nose, you may recognize this nose, because this is the exact same nose that the 737 uses, and I'm going to carry it over. I did carry it over, and I might make some more changes to it here and there, because, you know, yeah, I do want to make it look as nice as it can. And a lot of you may recognize the sausage door. Yep, I brought the sausage door back. I am debating whether I'm going to get black sausages for that, but you know, the red kind of matches the bottom of the plane. It's sort of a running joke at this point, but it does the job. It does angle those doors inward like it does on the 727 or on the 737, because it is the same nose. So yeah, a lot of very interesting things had to happen to get this nose done. I had to sort of tear apart the 737 nose in order to be able to sort of reverse engineer what this thing looks like. But I think it turned out pretty well. I think I'm going to get some pitot tubes for the front of the plane around here, yeah, but those are really expensive and gray. They're like $3 a piece, so yikes, yeah, I don't want to really have to buy those, but I think I will. And yeah, so a lot of windows. I had to order some parts from LEGO Bricks and Pieces service, because, well, these tan curve slips on the top and the tan windows, those are not cheap, bizarrely enough. So yeah, I had to get those. And down here towards the bottom, you can see that we do have a cargo door, and it's small, but it does work. You can see a little minifigure next to it. So yeah, I did want to include that, because here's the thing. This is why I'm able to include a cargo door on this plane and not on the 737. It's because this plane has a really long nose and not as big of a tail. So this thing is not going to be tail heavy. The 737 is tail heavy, which means I have to weight it down in that area with ballast pieces and plates and all sorts of stuff. So there's no hollow room in the front of the 737. But this thing, that's all hollow, so I can fit a nice big cargo bay in there. So yeah, pretty interesting. Now, this does have an interior, and that's where it sort of gets interesting, because I couldn't find any good pictures of the 727 interior from Southwest, but I sort of had to guess on some parts. So the roof can be removed. It is one big piece. I might make this multiple little pieces eventually, but it's not super polished off yet, obviously, but there are some things in here that I want to point out that might be interesting to some of you. Now, these spots here, these are obviously for the seats, so eventually I will put seats in there. Now, this area here, now, this was weird, because Southwest Airlines actually had what they called a sky lounge. It's where there was a sort of a wall and then seats facing each other, so it looks sort of rough now, but I think I have an idea for what I can do with that. And obviously up here towards the front, it's pretty much the exact same cockpit. I did change a few things up there. I changed out the controls for older looking ones. And of course we have our cockpit door right here, so that does function. And yes, there are the sausage doors. Those, it needs to be like that because it needs to angle these in a little bit. So I'm using the angle of the sausage to angle it in, because it's more of a pointy nose. So yeah, that's what's going on up there with the nose. Back here, again, this is just a lot of seats. I'm going to add the emergency exit rows back here somewhere. I just forgot to add those. So yeah, it does break down into modular sections right here. You can kind of see where that line is. And then of course right up here to be transported. So yeah, that was interesting. I am going to put a full interior in this plane. It's not done yet. I just sort of put the bare minimums in there to get this thing off the ground, but that should be in a later update pretty soon here. So yeah, I tried my best there. And with this one, it's sort of the basic same old design. It uses these. Obviously, I'm probably going to replace some of these, but with white ones. But you know, I'm just trying to get the plane built right now. Then I can go back later towards the end and put the interior in. So as I try to get this in there, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so a lot of progress. I'm really happy with this. Now, I'm not sure when I'll have the next video out for you because, you know, Bricklink parts take forever to get here. So that could be in a few days. It could be in a week from now. I don't know. But the T-tail is going to be interesting because I'm going to try to use power functions to motorize the air stairs, which come out the back of the plane. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to try to power these jet engines. They might be a little too small to actually have functioning jet engines, but you know, give it a try, right? So yeah, this has been a pretty good update. I am very happy with the amount of progress I've made, and this plane's coming along pretty fast here. So that's all I really have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like, hit subscribe, blah, blah. And please be sure to go check out my Patreon. I know I don't want to badger anybody about that, but it does help to support this channel. So that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye for now.